You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table, the podcast where no subject is too taboo to discuss. Now, please welcome your hosts, Andy Barker and Lou Del Pree.
We're switched.
We are switched.
That's all right.
Does it confuse you? It's okay. Watch
No.
this. Oh, shit. Just like that. Bam!
But you know what I'll tell you? You know what I'll tell you the truth, though? And I don't know if it's OCD or anything, but, that didn't bother me. But you know what bothers me? Like right now, I'm looking at the right and you're on the left is how it looks to me, right? If we were sitting next to each other and we were playing a video game together, like a racing game, if I was looking cross screen, that would kill me.
Oh,
I would have to switch with you. There's no way.
No, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's no way I could sit to the right of you and look at the left screen and play. There's no way.
Yeah, I got so confused playing. We were playing Rocket League.
Oh yeah,
on Xbox, and we were sitting cross. I can't do it. I'm sitting there every 2-3 seconds. I'm looking at his screen, thinking I'm driving his car.
Yep. I can't do it either, man. We'll have to move seats or switch controllers. We'll have to do something.
Yeah,
that has to be immediately fixed.
But it's no big deal on here.
No. Here I wasn't bothered. It was okay here.
Anyway, well, it's Friday night, and we're an hour later tonight because Liam had he's playing on 2 teams this fall. So long story short, and now we'll keep it short. He's got practice on Friday nights now, so had to shift things to the right. But anyway, we're still here. Yeah, we're like herpes. Get your encyclopedia out all you want. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Anyway, so Lou, you've been getting some games, man.
I was behind the plate the other day. It was good. I'm always nervous I won't see the ball, but it's never a problem. But anyway, but when I get down there, I'm like, man, what if this kid has some heat, right? Like this 9-year-old's gonna blaze it in there. But I'm always like, what if this kid's got some heat and I can't see it? But no, it's good. I can see it. Had a good game. Thankfully, no issues, right? There was no major collisions out there, clouds of dust, or we're down in the weeds now, like -8 of the rule, trying to look at the interpretation. There was none of that. Coaches were cool. Kids played the game, and we were out of there in 2 hours.
Wait, so was that your first game?
No.
Oh, okay. I didn't think so.
It was my second time behind the plate, though.
Oh,
but
okay.
I've done about 16, 17 games on the bases.
Excellent.
But I haven't. That was my second time behind the plate. But all this week I'm behind the plate. So tomorrow I have a game, 2 to 4. I'll be behind the plate, and then Sunday I have 11 to 1 and 2 to 4 behind the plate, and then I have tickets to go see Am I a Racist?
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. Sunday, 5:10 p.m. at North Hill Cinema.
Oh, that's cool, man. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Oh, I think it's going to be fun, man. I did see What is a Woman? I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I watched it at your place.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that on your way to camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent
man,
movie.
That movie was funny. I'll tell you what, the one professor, though, there's one professor on there, and I'll just go on the record now, right? But I'll tell you, I don't agree with him, but I respected the fact that he sat down and tried to defend his position, and he established rules, and he was very clear when he thought the rules of the conversation. I respected, how he conducted himself.
Yeah, did he have glasses? They were sitting at a desk.
I think so. Yeah, he was the professor, and he was like, "Look, I'm not. I'm only going to talk about this. I'm not. And he was talking about things, and he was asking questions, and he was trying to. I felt like he was trying to answer, get his point across. I didn't feel like he was combative. I felt like he established rules for the conversation, if you will, that weren't crazy.
Yeah.
And I always thought that was a good. I wish there were more of that. More.
I'd have to agree with you. Yeah, for sure. We've lost the ability to talk. It's nobody's listening. It's just spewing venomous vitriol, and listening long enough to respond instead of actually hearing and understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, people
Maybe.
wait to speak. They don't listen, they wait to speak.
Yeah, yeah, and we've gotten so far away from any kind of actual dialogue. It's ridiculous. But oh, what's up, dude? Uh, What's that? Yep, we're live right now. So we've just been joined by the one and only, yeah, the one and only Liam.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I'm trying to hold two conversations at once. I can't even remember what I had for
no, it's all
breakfast.
good, man. But, yeah, we were just talking about some what the hell were we talking about? I don't even remember,
Conversations,
man.
conversations, and lack thereof.
That's right, conversations lack thereof. No, we were talking about umpiring and, different things,
What up,
we're talking
Joe?
a little bit about the payments too, like how much they pay for umpires, and that's
Yeah,
just an interesting thing, some places are still cash, and some places go through the website,
right.
and my relatives were telling me, they do the payments down here, it's all like a cash-based system. They're set up in the Northeast, it's more of a, they're starting to use the computer. And you said where you are, they use the computer, right?
Yeah, yeah, everything is done electronically.
Yeah.
Where I'm umpiring at now. It's little league basically, rec ball, and I found that I am enjoying it
Yeah.
so much more. From the teaching aspect, mentor aspect of it, and you know what, I'm maxed out on their pay scale. I think they start them at $30 a game, and I'm getting
Whatever.
55 a game. Where high school ball I was making a lot more, but
Yeah.
I feel like I'm making so much more of an impact where I'm at now.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not doing it for the money anyway. Money's nice.
Yeah, well, you can't say that, man. They'll kill you.
Right,
The ones that are doing it for the money will kill you.
right. Well, those are the ones that shouldn't probably be doing it anyway.
No, I hear you, man. We got a couple of young kids that umpire, college students, you know,
Mhm.
in between, classes or, summer break and stuff. I umpired with a couple of them in June when I was on the bases. Um, but, yeah, I'm looking forward. Pennsylvania has pony ball.
Yeah,
It was like started out of Philadelphia. It's like something protect our youth. Yeah, protect our youth. And they had a small end, and then like it was sometime in the 80s or something, it went national, and the end became bigger, and it protect our nation's youth.
hmm,
Base like keeping them playing baseball so they're off the streets and out of trouble.
sure. Yeah,
Um, yeah,
yeah.
so it's all pony ball in PA.
I remember hearing about that, and then you broke it down for me pretty good last week. So that's cool, man. It's just loving it, you know.
Yeah, it's a good time,
But
man. It's fun.
it's crazy too because it's so busy right now in our house because Isabel is doing cheer, freshman cheer. So she's got her games that she's got to go to, and Liam's
Yeah,
playing on two teams. So we got two practices, and then we usually have two games a week, plus me umpire. And it's like, wow,
yeah.
keep
It
me
gets
busy.
busy. It gets busy. Hey, one thing I'll tell you, I want to say is, second time behind the plate. I like I like the big goofy plastic simple indicator that costs like $2 or you can find at the bottom of Fruity Pebbles. I like that one, man. I can see it. It's easy.
You know what? The best gear in the world is the gear you're the most comfortable with.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I bought one of those like ones you can like, the you could feel if it's, 2 or 3 or 1 or 4. And I was like,
Mhm.
this is nice, but you know what? Like when I don't have my glasses on when I umpire. I don't need them,
Hmm.
you know? But I can't see the indicator. Like that one, I'm like, I think it's 3. Like I have to I start
Oh,
questioning myself, I'm like,
yeah.
because so I was like, you know what, man? Yeah.
You know what? I just so happen to have this one sitting right next to me.
Yeah, that's one I have. I don't like it.
I love it, man. But
I can't
again,
see it.
it's
Without
personal
my glasses.
preference. Yeah, personal preference, right?
'cause I have sunglasses on that I wear that aren't prescription, they're just sunglasses, you know?
Mhm.
But, yeah, I can't see the numbers on the small indicator like that, so I like the big goofy one where I'm like, "Yep, yep, perfect."
I don't know. I probably got half a dozen in my bag
Oh,
just in
sure.
case, you know? Um, no, but this season's been it's been a lot of fun. We I'm gonna tell on them. I'm not gonna mention any names, but our first game of the season, before the game even gets started, we had an ejection, and it was and I'm gonna talk about it because it's a great learning point.
Yeah.
Um, the umpire, the plate umpire went down there and you know, basically it was a question about time. They were gonna start early, and
Uh-huh.
coach says, "Well, you know, I thought we're supposed to start at this time. Who says we're going to start early?" And he says, "I said we're starting early."
The umpire?
Yeah, you know, and just like that, you know. And then the coach says, "We don't have to be a dick about it," and he ran him. And so the reason I say it's a learning point is because, well, number one, that should have never ever happened. You know,
Yeah.
the umpire was wrong for the way he said what he said. He didn't have to say that. Coach is wrong because he got personal, but I can totally understand his frustration.
Yeah.
So, and it actually ended up getting overturned. But it's like, come on, man, seriously? First game of the season, you haven't even started yet?
Yeah,
God.
the guy that runs our league is like, I asked him something about ejection or I forget,
Did
or
you give him a
I
code of
asked him,
direction?
I asked him, "Do you do a report,
Mhm.
after every game? Like, is there a report after every game?" And he was like, "Oh, no, man. No, no, you don't have to do any of that." He goes, "Just if there's an injection," he goes, "then you just write something down." He goes, "But I'll tell you," I goes, "I've been umpiring 20 years, man. I've ejected 3 people." He's like, "Just work with them. They're fine, man. They're not
Yeah,
he's like, "Just"
%, man.
he's like, "I've ejected 3 people in my career, man." He's like, they'll settle." He's like, "They just wanna play the game. Everybody just wants to play."
Right. Granted, I haven't been doing as long as he has, but I've only ever ejected one person, and my hands were tied on that. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and I could see that, right? I had a guy cursing. We told him not to curse. He stopped.
Mhm.
But if he keeps cursing, I mean, there's little kids around, you
Right.
know? I'm supposed that's the whole reason I'm there. Fairness and safety.
Right.
You know? I
Well,
can't have some dude popping off,
yeah.
cursing all day long.
The only ejection I've had was a malicious contact.
Oh, there you go.
I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
Hands are tied on that one. You got to go. But I feel that if I can't diffuse the situation and if I have to eject someone, I failed. Me personally, because
Yeah.
I feel like I can diffuse and de-escalate almost any situation.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can get them crazy people to come down off the ledge, I think I can handle a damn little league ball game.
No, I know. I know, man. Some of these parents are crazy, but after every game, I always thank the coach for volunteering. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just trying, I'm new, so
Mhm.
I'm trying to, just get people to, maybe associate kindness when they see me, so that maybe they're not, so, because the problem, Andy, is it's not that I don't want the conflict. I want it so bad, and
Yeah,
it's not good for you, and it's not
no.
good for me.
Just gotta push it down, man. Just
I know,
push it way
but
down.
it's not
I'm
good.
I'm to the point where I'm much calmer. I would much rather just kinda coke and joke because I know the other side of that is, that switch is just too easy to be flipped.
Oh,
And
man, that's what I'm
once it's
saying, man.
flipped, I
I
can't control it.
I keep thinking like, "Well, this is what I trained for."
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna double leg the shit out of this guy. He has no idea it's coming. He doesn't know.
Right?
He's not gonna
Right?
be able to wipe his ass when I'm done. I'm gonna break both arms.
How about a nice Taitoshi under the home plate with your fucking grape?
Yeah, like
Bam!
Like, he has no idea.
Yeah.
He
But
doesn't expect a 50-year-old to be practicing double legs 3 times a week. I
That's right.
gotcha.
No, I've had a, so far this season, it's been great. I mean,
Good. Good.
yeah, it
Hey,
really has.
speak speaking of suboptimal.
Uh-oh.
How did you see that debate? Yeah. Yikes.
You know, I didn't see it live because I was working on the plate, but, I came home and I started watching the replay. I couldn't get through it.
It was rough, man. It was
I
rough.
couldn't.
I don't think it moved the needle. People are saying like there's no real, like nobody's really moved, like nothing's really shifted.
Well, I tell you, I saw the betting odds jump in her favor after the debate.
Well, she proved that she can front this thing for sure. I mean, that was the problem with Joe Biden. Joe Biden couldn't front the steal. I
Yeah.
mean, no one would have believed 81 million votes again with him. No
No.
one. And
Right.
so, this when she went out there and she was cogent and didn't fall on her face, and um, there's alleged, reports that ABC News, and I want to be clear, the affidavit says ABC News gave her the outline of the direction of questioning and gave her a guarantee that Trump would be fact checked live and that she would not. Which is why she came in so bold with all that Charlottesville lies and everything. Those have been the Charlottesville lies, the biggest one of all that's been debunked even by Snopes.
Right.
Even by Snopes, it was debunked, right? But then you had Trump say it was debunked by Sean Hannity and Laura Ingraham and Jesse Waters. And you're like, maybe, but
Yeah. Not the individuals to back you on that one a whole lot.
yeah, it's just, anyway.
Kamala, maybe it was a great debate, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It could probably be the worst debate in history for me, personally.
I mean, it was terrible. Like they absolutely ganged up on him. But in all honesty, man, I mean, I think I'd do pretty well against all three of them. I mean, I do, man. I do think I'd do pretty well against all three of them very easily, man. Very easily.
I think
I
he
mean,
was
I would. I mean, Kamala Harris. I'm going to give each person $6,000. Yeah, where's that coming from? How you going to do that?
or how about
What's
the
that called?
$50,000 small business loans?
I mean, it's just or I mean, a ton of people had a ton of recommendations on how to handle certain things and stuff like that. But I mean, as far as like David Muir and them like fact checking, as soon as she said Charlottesville, I would have been like, David,
Right.
I know, you know.
I felt he was holding back for some reason.
Trump?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, man. Because if he came off hard on her, then that would have been the headline. Trump misogynist.
Yeah.
That would have been far worse than looking like. But now you see Kamala running around. People are. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? But I'm gonna make a prediction. People, I watched her rally today on TV,
Mhm.
and it was insufferable. It was terrible.
Was it the
Like,
same old bullshit?
no, she is arrogant now.
Oh,
She
boy.
is arrogant now, and
Mm.
it is bad, man. Like, I was listening to her, like, oh man, you know, all it takes is one good reporter to ask a couple of questions, and she is toast. She is
Well
talking so much crap, but has nothing behind it. But you know why she's talking crap? Because
well,
no one's gonna ask, no
yeah.
one's gonna follow up. There was zero follow up with Muir and them, but they were all over Trump. How
It's
about the
so
love
pathetic,
question?
man.
How about the love like Vice President Harris? Trump has vowed to do X, Y, and Z. What do you think about that? Instead, like, can we get a policy question? Like, can we get a I don't know. Maybe, I think it was very obvious to everyone.
If it's not obvious to you and you thought it was a fair and balanced debate, I'm just gonna go ahead and say there's something wrong with you.
No, I think people know, right? People know that
Most people know, but there's the fringe out there. And
Well,
that's the one I'm talking about.
I think that this is why they're excited, and this is why you saw the betting odds change.
Frankie V.
Kamala Harris proved she can front this.
Right.
She can get within the margin of cheating,
Yeah.
right? If you will.
Yeah.
Like no one would believe if we start counting and Pennsylvania shuts off again at midnight and everybody shuts off at midnight and all of a sudden we have, truckloads of votes showing up and courts are saying, "Oh, we got to count them all, man, even though they're spelled in Cyrillic." That's Russian, or anyway, they'll say all that, right? And then what'll happen is they'll just back off, like it'll never occur.
Mhm.
They'll bring it all up, they'll do it, and then they'll just walk away.
Sounds really familiar.
I think
Mm,
so. I
mm.
think so because she makes it look like um yeah, maybe people did switch, right? Because she doesn't sound half dead.
And
Instead of Biden, they would have been like, "Oh no, man, there's no way. There's no way you found 500,000 votes. There's
well,
no way."
that's why they pulled the coup that
Yes.
they pulled.
I say to any liberal voter, any liberal progressive voter, just walk me through how you voted for your candidate for president. Just walk me through how you voted for them. Just walk me through it.
W
And I'll tell you what, as a Ron DeSantis supporter, I'll walk you through how I ended up with Trump. But walk me through how you voted for Kamala Harris, and I'll walk you through how I voted for Ron DeSantis and ended up with Trump.
well, Trump's a racist.
Well, I just don't think they can. I mean, if you don't
That would be the
understand,
response.
I'm just saying though, if they don't understand that Kamala Harris was put there, you know, like 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 they put her there.
Is it is it so much that they don't understand, or is it just 100% complete total denial because of
I think it's
tribalism?
worse. I think it's worse. I think they're confident in the people behind her. I
Hmm.
think they know she's a sack of nothing, but they're hoping it's Obama behind her. I think is what they're hoping. I think they're
Hmm.
just banking on, well, Obama's behind
Shit.
her and she's got all of Obama's people, so she won't really be making decisions anyway, right? Word on the affidavit too is that Joe Biden's been completely removed from um Joe Biden's been completely removed from like the president. Like he gets his
Well,
mandatory daily briefing, but he's been completely removed from the processes. Like
it's it's pretty
he's doing nothing.
it's pretty obvious,
Yeah.
because he's spending all his time on the beach, you know?
Right, right, or campaigning, and so that's why they're saying right now, is the government will run the way it's running right now, right? With Blinken making State Department decision. Blinken sets foreign policy. Um, the other guy was chief of staff, Ron Klain or somebody else. But yeah, anyway, there's like 3 or 4 main players at the direction of Obama. Which we never figured out who Obama's at the direction of, right? Because he's not the main guy either. But point being is I believe all of these progressive voters, right, except for the stupid, right, but the non-stupid and above, right? Because I have met some stupid people. I mean, I have met some very poorly educated people, man. Just poorly educated. It's not their fault. God bless them. But holy shit, man. Holy shit. If they couldn't speak English, they'd have died a long time ago, man. A long time ago. Um, because we prop the weak up. But
True.
I'm not here to say it's good or bad policy. I'm just here to say we prop the weak up. And that's you know,
It's true.
sometimes those chickens come home to roost.
Indeed, sir.
But I think all the progressives and up who are not stupid and up, they just are comfortable that she's a figurehead. Like it's okay if she's not in charge. I know who is, or I believe I know who is. So it's okay. And
Right.
I like them. And I'm okay with deceiving everyone. I don't care, right? Because they did a survey. 78% of Democratic voters think it's okay to lie to prevent Trump from winning the election, and it's okay to cheat in an election. right? You can go look all those things up, man. They polled them. They said, yeah, it's absolutely okay to lie. It's absolutely okay to cheat if it keeps
So
Trump out.
fucking ridiculous, man.
Yes, yes. So they're okay with that. They're okay with Kamala Harris not being anybody, like not having any policy, right? If you look at Twitter, right, which really you shouldn't, because majority of Twitter accounts are overseas, right? And Twitter's not a window, right? I think Michael Malice talks about this a lot, right? Like how television is not a window. Okay, watching the news is not a window. That is just as choreographed, just as edited, just as put together as, the Big Bang Theory, right? But there are people in this world who believe they are looking through a window, and you're not, you know? Um, so I think they're okay with that. They're just okay with her being the figurehead. Like, that's okay.
Yeah. Well, they know her track record. And there has to be some pretty strong suspicions, if not just downright open knowledge of who really is pulling the strings. I think it's probably Soros myself.
Yeah, a conglomerate, a
Yeah,
conglomerate.
total conglomerate.
Yeah. And I think the reason they're coming out of the woodwork, right? And this is my theory. I haven't heard it from anyone else, but I mean, or maybe I've heard pieces of it and put it together. Who knows, right? But because the reason I do this is I always want to give credit where credit's due, right? 90% of what I have is not original. I got it from all other places and just put it together, right? But I think, oh man, see, talking about how I put it together, I lost it. So I don't think anything.
Well, we were talking about who's pulling the strings.
Oh yeah, conglomerates and world World Bank people. But yeah, I do like you were saying George Soros, and I was saying, yeah, I think it's a bunch of people. Yeah, I do. I think it's a bunch of people that have the world order in mind. And then here's what I think is the hardest part to figure out, though, is who's dictating, like who's involved and who's just thinks they're being helpful. I think that's very hard to separate.
Who's dictating is definitely no one we've ever heard of.
Right. Right.
Keep us talking, Luke.
Well, I just think, I think the biggest problem that we look at, and the biggest thing, like when you look at the media, right, and you're like, oh, the media is it's all left leaning, and it's purposeful and it's by design and it's all these things, right? I mean, if you look at the history, it's like Bernard Goldberg wrote the book Bias, right? It's a very, very good book. Talks about working under Dan Rather. And Bill O'Reilly's commented on working under Dan Rather before too. Just really biased guy. They used to call him the Dan. Anyway, if you ever did something he didn't like, you're out, as long as you're pushing the narrative.
We have a caller on the line.
No way.
We do. Joe, you there, buddy?
What's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Not that much.
Hey, long time listener, first time caller.
Because you're caller number 10. That's right.
Hey.
Live tonight, Virgin Sacrifices at 3 a.m. You've won. Tell him what he's won, Johnny.
Do I win a CD from the closet?
You in a pair of CDs nuts.
VHS, do you have a player?
What's up, dude?
Right. Nothing, man. Just figured to chime in and see what you guys are up to and get in with the combo.
Oh yeah, we're just talking about the New World Order.
Yeah. I'm out in Lakeland, Florida right now. I'm going through a 3-day tryout camp for Florida College Umpires.
Oh, excellent.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah. So next 2 days will be games, and they assess us from there, and hopefully they bring me on and go from there.
Well, normally I'd say good luck, but this time I'm going to say make your own luck.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they told us it's ours to lose, so it's, you know what I mean.
Exactly my point. You got it, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
But I'm enjoying it, man. I'm new, and I tell them, I'm like, man, yeah, me, you probably smell the new car. I probably smell like a new car, But I have so much fun doing it.
Smell I would describe you as, but okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I quit smoking 5 days. Did I tell you that? I didn't tell you that. This is my 5th day of no smoking.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Keep going.
Still, you're still smoking pole though, right?
Every day.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's fantastic, man. You're gonna crush it. I ain't worried about it. I'm not even
Appreciate
gonna lose sleep at all
Yeah.
over it. But,
Right.
I wouldn't anyway. But I mean, no, you got this. You got this.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard you had a pretty motivated phone call today.
Oh, which phone call?
Yeah, a little bit of mentorship action going on.
Yeah. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, with Dan. That's right. Yeah.
So how'd that go?
That was good, man. That was pretty good. Pretty much told the kids my story. And I talked to Dan actually just recently too. I kind of hit him up. You know, I did talk to him earlier. I was busy, and I hit him up again tonight and said, "Hey, how do you think that went?" He said it went real well because those are two of the more reserved kids that they've got. And by the end of the conversation, they were really kind of starting to open up. So
nice.
I think kind of started getting through to them a little bit and making them see things. And I've told my story to Dan, and he's like, "Dude, you're like the poster child for what we need." Because I went from high school dropout, GED, jail time, military service, you know what I mean, retirement. It just kind of works out for, I guess, a lot of kids that are just kind of in that, in that no zone of, you know, of what do I do? Where do I go? I'm not sure I can do this.
Well, most of them think that they're the only ones that's ever gone through this, right? So it's nice to hear success stories of people that were in their shoes.
Yeah.
Well, good on you, man.
Yeah, appreciate it. I told him, I said, look, whatever you guys get in at, you know, even if you guys get in on the ground level and you guys are, you know, painting boats or, you know, mopping floors, whatever. I said, there's always room for growth somewhere. I said, you don't have to stay in the rate you're in. You can always look to cross rate into something else. You know, you get a degree, you can go to OCS. There's other things you can do if you feel stuck, especially in the first few years of being in. So, you know, don't let it get you down if you don't feel like you're going anywhere. There's always another opportunity you can look at.
Yes.
Oh, show. Oh, show.
It's so different. I got invited to work with the Chief Selects, the reserve Chief Selects out here. There's a reserve center. And, you know, it's a lot of retirees that come out to help them. I noticed that. That's really cool. You don't see that a lot in the active duty messes. It's a lot of retirees, and these guys are driving, man, to make sure these chiefs, you know, these Chief Selects get an experience. I was very, very impressed by that. To say that up front. But I got there, and there's only a couple of us that were active duty. And it's, you know, there's always a little bit of a difference between reserve and active duty. And I told the guy, I said, I'll tell you this, man, I never, when things were equal, let somebody tell me they were senior to me. And you know, I always get this look like I never, like in a room full of chiefs or, you know, whatever. I never let somebody tell me they were senior. We're all chiefs. I said, but I have told people I'm senior to them. And they always like look at me, and I'm like, I'm just telling you right now, I'm coming in like a freight train. And if you let me, I'm running right over you, man. I'm just telling you that right now. and they all have these wide eyes. And the reserve chiefs, who are great dudes, but they don't get a lot of this stuff either. You know, they don't get a lot of the intense like, and so, you know, they're looking, and I'm like, I have things, and I further explain, I have things to do, man. I got to get it done. I don't have time to figure out I'm in charge. When I walk in the room, I'm in charge until someone else is. I'm alpha till I meet one.
I mean, you ain't wrong.
That's great, man. Speaking of a little bit of mentoring, though, Lou, I don't know if you ever met. Did you meet my friend Ricardo? Ricardo Tubbs. He promoted me lieutenant.
I don't know if I did or not. I may have very briefly.
I know you've talked to him at least probably on the podcast.
Yes, no, I know the name, I know the person, and I have a visual.
Okay,
I wouldn't trip over him and not be like, hey, wait a minute.
But so his stepson join the Coast Guard. Just graduated from boot camp, and
Yes, we do, Frank.
oh yeah, for sure. And so they drove out 2 days ago. Ricardo just left this morning, but
Mm.
his son is now stationed here in St. Louis, and he's on the sister ship of my neighbor's boat. So
Oh,
we're hooking him up. We're getting him all squared away.
yeah.
Good kid. I told him he can stay here as long as he needs until he gets situated, all that crap. So it's just you find, yeah, we're retired, but now you find ways to give back. To still matter at least to somebody.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
exactly.
it's
Nice.
pretty cool. It's cool. And I told him that he's going to be the saltiest fucking seaman by the time he gets to his ship next week after hanging out with us.
Right?
Yeah, we'll get you up to speed there, shithead.
Yep.
Motherfucker was standing at attention on my back patio the other day. I'm like, knock it the fuck off.
Oh man. It's
Golly.
fun. It's fun to see the next generation,
It is, man. And the motivation and the drive,
Yeah.
I remember when I had that.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago, but I remember it, I think. Anyway. Yeah, no, Frank, you're man, you're spot on, dude.
Frank wrote in here, need more Chiefs and less E9s. Or how about guys trying to make E10? There's no E10.
Right.
No E10. No E10,
No.
fellas.
Oh, but they try.
Oh man.
Not all of them.
No.
The best cob I ever worked for, ever had was a red stripe cob. Red stripe
Oh
master
yeah.
chief. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on his 5th or 6th cob tour when I got to the boat. He was a fucking master chief, man. Let me tell you,
Hated
in
everyone.
every sense of the world. He didn't take crap from anybody. He looked out for his sailors. You know, it was a fun mess to be a part of. I remember we're on deployment and we're sitting in the goat locker, and Cap comes down and he tells the cop we're gonna do something. Cop says, "No, sir, we're not doing that." He said, "Yes, cop, we are." I said, "No, sir, we're not. That's fucking stupid. We're not fucking doing it." You know what the captain did? Turned around and walked out. We didn't do that shit.
Yeah.
But you know what? That's at the point when what are you gonna do to me? Not a damn thing,
You're gonna confine me to a ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, one successful cob tour is incredible.
When I go ahead.
That dude at that many, you know that boat better than anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just pretty funny. But
That's what I when I knew I was right, I would tell people, just put your name clearly on on whatever paperwork you generate, because I want people to know it was you.
that's
I
right.
want them to know in the end it was you.
Right.
Please, please. When you know you're right, man. When you know you're right.
Oh yeah.
Funny thing. One of the genuines, right? First year genuine. Really nice guy, really good guy. I was a crew member on the Constitution.
Right.
So I get there and I am talking about something. This is the first night, and I'm talking about something. About the duel of Stephen Decatur. It's one of my favorite stories. I love it. It has good lessons for leadership, in my opinion. So I'm talking to them about how I would like to tell them about it. Let me know when they're training, right? I'm just asking them simple questions that, of course, they cannot answer. They have no idea when they're waking up. They have no idea. They have just no idea on anything, right? They're just completely, they've forgotten. You know how it is, man.
Oh yeah.
When you get the chief selects, they've just as soon as they're selected, they forget everything.
Yeah, you turn into a blabbering idiot.
Oh my God, man. So all I'm trying to do is figure out when is the next time they're getting together to do training, and I will come and I will give a 15-minute presentation. Okay. It took me, I shit you not. I got my answer 7 days later, and not from them. So anyway, long story longer. the Jalen there, right? I don't say anything about being on the Constitution, but I brought some stuff with me, right? Like I brought the crew card, I brought some, just little things like if I don't know what's going on, right? So I have a hip pocket. I just come prepared. I'm a chief, right? I'm a chief. I come prepared.
Right.
Long story longer. Dude starts telling me about the Constitution. And asks me about the 7th frigate, right? And I'm like, I don't know. But he's like real excited. And I'm like, I never heard of that, man. And he's like, no, it's this, it's that, it's this, that. And I'm like, I don't know, buddy. And so I pull out my crew card and I'm like, I don't know. And I never heard that, So, but he's real excited, right? And so what pops my radar and what I end up teaching one of the guys later is, did you see how excited he was to tell me this information he was 100% sure I didn't have, right? He was super excited. I said, that's what threw my radar up, right? Because I was at that command, and to trade in information on that ship, that is the currency, right? That's what younger sailors use to lord over senior sailors, right? Their knowledge of the ship, right? That's the dolphins, right? When you're cleared to give your tour. So you got E3s talking, smack to E5s and E6s till they get their, right? Yeah, till they get their tour. Not as bad as the dolphins, but it was bad. I wanted to murder several of them, having come from the FMF, and I knew they were not anyway. Many of them had come to Jesus moments, but anyway, that's what raised the hair on the back of my neck. Was like, wait a minute, look how happy he was to rub that in my face. I know I mean, who wouldn't be, right? If you had that, who wouldn't be? I said, something's wrong with that information.
Right.
So I consulted the book. And anyway, long story longer, you could make it, you could make a case for either, right? You can make a case for either, but because I don't want to tell a brother he's completely wrong, and I left it to him to call the museum, because if I call the museum, I won't say it like he would. you know what I mean? So I want him to call the museum. But according to the textbook, the Bible, no, there's only 6 original frigates, man. You don't have a 7th. And that's why I was like, I knew, somebody would have rubbed it in my face earlier.
Right.
That's what I was trying to teach the Chiefs. Somebody would have rubbed it in your face earlier. It's very rare you find a zebra in a herd of horses. It's very rare, because they would have rubbed it in your face earlier.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, I would have, if I would have been there, I would have been crying bullshit, because I know you, and I know your love of history, and I know, I've heard a lot of your Constitution stories anyway.
Mm.
And in the back of my mind, I would be thinking, there's no fucking way he's getting one over on Lou. Not on the Constitution, no way. So that would have raised a bunch of flags for me as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, the first thing I thought of was, I know 5 different sailors went through my head as who would have rubbed that fact in my face. I was like, this guy would have done it. This guy would have done it. This guy would have done this guy. No, this guy would have hung that over my head like a fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was like, why did nobody hang it over my head, man? And I actually did call my buddy who was the bosun on the ship, and I was like, you ever hear this crap? And he's like, no, man. He's like, but he goes, I would have to look in this book. And I was like, oh shit, I still have that book. And I found it. And what the book says is it was built off the plans of it, but it was never a part of the original requisition of 6. But it was finished before 2 of the original 6. And it was given away as a gift. So it's like an afterthought, but it's not considered one of the book says it's not part of the original because it's not part of the initial commission and funding. And it was promised by somebody so basically in history, what happened is we promised it to the Triple E pirates. We promised that ship because we were having a delay in supply delivery. And when they went back to the Congress, they were like, hey, he promised the ship. And they're like, well, I guess we have to do it then. But so that's what the book says happened along the historical lines. They were like, so it's often referred to, but they said it's not really a part of. It's 6 frigates.
Interesting.
But I would leave it to the Constitution, is what I told my brother Chief. I said I would leave it to the Constitution, and I thought you should probably call instead of me, because I'll be like, "Is this bullshit true?" They might say no just to get me off the phone.
Right.
But if you call and have a case to make, you might. Who knows? I said, so it's better if you call.
And he probably won't.
I don't know. I was gonna leave him the book and I forgot I took it home, but I'll see them at the Khaki Ball. They have one in Pittsburgh. It's a second annual. I bought 2 tickets.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, one by accident, but I told him keep it as a donation. It's my fault. And anyway, so I have 2 tickets. So I'll be going down to the ball, but I'll give him the books too, because he's into history too, man, and he knows a lot. And we had some wonderful conversations, man. And in fact, maybe I can get him on here one of these nights, and we can go through a little bit of the history. Maybe you could get us to argue.
Well, that'd be fucking great. Now is he a select, or is he
No, he's genuine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's genuine. We were talking. Yeah, no, I wouldn't bring a select on here, but no, they're not really people. When you're a student, when you're in a student status, you're not a person. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your IDC school year long, right? My pay's fucked up. They'll fix it at your next command.
That's right.
What? Oh, we only handle staff here. then you get orders, and you're like, "Hey, I'm here. I'm checking in. I just, weren't you just a student? Yeah. Well, didn't you hear? We'd only do students now. you guys complain, so we only do students. Staff is over at the main. That's what would happen.
Oh, of course. Yep, you're. That's why we call you slugs, because you're. Like Lou said, you're not even human.
You're not a person.
You're not even human fucking beings.
Like I told my wife, don't name it.
Don't name it.
Oh my God. Can't name it. It's gonna think it's somebody.
That's right.
Then we're gonna have to listen to it.
Right? You gotta teach it and feed it.
You can go through life with NMN.
Oh. That's messed up.
You're fine. You go through life with that.
Actually, I don't think that matters anywhere but the military.
Has a judge ever intervened in a naming? I mean, I've heard some outrageous shit. I have heard outrageous crap, man.
I don't know what you're talking about. My cousin Chlamydia, that's a beautiful name.
Come on, man. I'm trying to drink coffee. That's stains. This ain't water. This is coffee stains, man. Yeah, but have they ever intervened, man? Have they ever intervened?
Nope. I'm going to go out on a limb and say no. Joe?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. Anyway, what other than after you get done with your tryouts, what plans you got?
Well, so there's the 2 plans. There's the one where they say better luck next time, and I just moved back on to high school and everything else I'm doing now. And the other plan is they say if they like you, they want you back. I got to come back in 2 weeks for another 3 or 4 day camp for 3-man mechanics, I believe, and more in-depth book work. And then there's one in October where they're bringing some, I forget what his title was, some guy from Kansas City or something like that, some D2 head director or something or other.
Is it John Brower?
I don't recall what I think I said his name was. That sounds kind of familiar, but they said he's coming out to Bradenton beginning of October for their last, their training camp at that point to get ready for, next season.
Cool.
So, but there's the tournament we're doing this weekend, and I guess it's the actual JUCO tournament that they got all D1 coaches out looking to recruit a bunch of these JUCO kids. So I guess this is a pretty big tournament. I have trying to find like some info on it, but there's a lot of teams from all over the place coming to this tournament to get in front of some of these coaches to try and move up in the ranks of college.
Nice.
So pretty important for them. So it's kind of equally important for me in a way.
Heck yeah.
So make a go of it. I ran to one guy when I went down to Vero Beach in April, I think it was, down to the MLB, the 1-day camp they do. There was a guy there. I want to say he might be from Dominican Republic or something like that. He's definitely, he works, winter ball or whatever it is. And
racist.
In the other country. And then they come here and they work, all the other seasons, I guess, whatever it is. So he was already invited back to the MLB actual school. So they actually picked him to go in January. But he's here today just trying to get more experience, I guess, under his belt.
Huh. Nice.
So, yeah.
That's cool, man.
There's about 25 total in the class. So should be pretty good. Pretty good time this weekend.
I got my fingers crossed for you.
Appreciate it.
It's that or the arthritis. I don't know what it is, but yeah, they're crossed. I'm just not sure why at this point.
Who is the
I'll
guy?
tell you what,
go ahead, Joe.
I did a softball tournament a couple weekends ago in Lake City, Florida. It was, I don't know, over 100 degrees out.
Oof.
Very little cloud cover. All I have to do is 6 games, 3 in the bases, 3 on the plate, all consecutive. And like I had just enough time to run the car, change, and get back to the next game between base and plate.
Damn.
So by play through game 5, I'm starting to feel it. I got cramps in places I'd never had cramps before, and I was like, I've never had that happen to me ever. Following week, I was drinking a lot of water to get myself back up the par. So hoping this weekend is a little more toned down as far as the heat, and I can kind of get back into the saddle.
Damn. Yeah, be careful, man.
Yeah, it gets. I just bought a new Gatorade bottle, man, for being out there, and I picked up a because I know what you're talking about. I had 2 back-to-backs on the bases. No, just hot as hell, no cloud cover, and I was like, you know what? I need a cooler backpack. So I picked up a cheap, like $25 cooler backpack. And I just got a new Gatorade bottle, but I put it in there with some ice and keep it cold. And then it had I found one with a front snack pocket that I could put my rule book, coin, brush, all that stuff, separate from the actual cooler portion. So, that's been very helpful. Like I said, it was like a $20 solution, that cooler backpack.
Yeah, those cooling towels help out too.
Oh yeah, that's on the side of it.
Those are pretty amazing. But,
yeah,
it definitely gets hot out there. I'll tell you, it before the last game. So the last game for me was they went from bracket to pool play, or sorry, vice versa, pool to bracket play. So the last game for me was a bracket game, and we had the 2 teams out there, and I pulled an old Mike B out, and I was dragging. So I downed a armor. I ate a tangerine orange real quick, and I'm getting out in the field. I'm like, all right, I'm waiting for this stuff to kind of get back in my system to kind of start picking me up. So I got both teams out in the center of the field, and I gave him a Ric Flair chant. And afterwards, the coach thanked me. He's like, hey, appreciate it. Thanks for that. I said, look, coach, that wasn't for them. That was for me. I needed some energy.
Right?
No doubt, man. No doubt. Oh, it's hilarious.
But it was a good time. I'm trying to get away from some of that, 6 games a day thing, and I'd rather get a little different angle. That's why I'm going this route. So we'll see how this goes and where it takes me.
This guy will never do 6 games.
Oh man,
No freaking way.
That's just increased opportunity for crazy call.
Yeah.
Like some nonsense to occur, man.
Man's got to know his limitations. I know mine.
I'm just happy to get out.
I'm not gonna say that there wasn't a call in like the 5th game that might the right call. However, they went with it, so I went with it.
There you go.
Yeah, I was telling Andy I had to just yesterday I had to tell somebody about yelling foul from the sideline. Like he yelled foul, and so the kid stopped. But I had to be like, hey, dude, I called it foul because you did, because they stopped. I'm on the line here. You can't be doing that. You can't be yelling like that.
Yep, that's verbal interference.
Yeah. So I was like, I let it go this time, man, but next time don't, And he's like, well, it was foul. I was like, well, I'm on the line,
It's
man.
not your call, dipshit.
Yeah, I didn't want to create a problem and be like you're wrong because the white chalk did kick up. I didn't want to do that and create this whole hassle of resetting everyone. Just left it at foul and just said, "Hey, man, don't be yelling anymore." He was cool. He was like, "All right, yeah, hey, I understand." He didn't argue, but just my point being, I guess, is it can go haywire so quickly. It's not even your fault,
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I would have called it fair. Sorry.
My hand was coming out, man. But when I saw the kids stopped making the play, I was like, oh,
they gotta learn.
Not fair.
They gotta learn.
I know, but I don't know. I felt it wasn't fair.
In these tournaments, especially these travel tournaments, I've noticed that you can have a day where everything goes great, right? Yeah. No issues, no arguments. You're calling a good game. The kids are playing well. There's no discrepancies, even if there's some tough calls that happen on the field.
Yeah.
But then you got those games or those days where you find that one coach or a couple of them that just don't really know the rule book. Like over some very basic things, like if the ball hits the plate off the bat and then goes into fair territory, it's a fair ball. And they're like, oh no, hit home plate, it's foul. Like, you've been coaching for how long? and this is what you're telling me now? Like, I wish we could tell the directors or whatever it is, like, look, this guy should never be a coach. Go ahead and pull his card or whatever it is. This is horrible. There should be kind of minimum coaching skills requirements for those guys. Kind of like, we have some kind of basic testing or whatever. They should have something too. Yeah, because you could be a coach. You just go to an organization that has an opening in whatever age bracket and say, hey, I want to put a team together under your organization. And they go, okay, pay your $1,000 and you're in.
Yep. Yeah. All about the money.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I was telling Andy, I said, I got one, I haven't used it yet because, I want to argue so much. I have to keep myself in check, make sure I'm diffusing situations, not arguing. But I was telling Andy in my back pocket, you suck. Yeah. My kid knows 6'4" = 2, coach. I mean, I can't count the amount of second basemen I've seen or shortstops out there who look like the third apostle when the balls hit to them. Like they're the 13th apostle out there. Like, what do I do, Jesus? I was saying, my kid's not out there like the 13th apostle. That's the other one that's in my back pocket. Those are the two.
It's just like, where do you get that ball? And the kid's like, I thought the shortstop had it. And the coach is like, you are the shortstop.
Yeah. Oh, I'm telling you, man. I was out there one day. Dude's complaining to me about me. It was a 2-man job too, right? He's complaining about both of us, and like, how many times your third baseman drop a line drive that was in his glove, in it. I mean, I'm gonna check his glove not for glue, for a goddamn spring. Like someone messed with this kid's glove at night. They had to have. Like, you don't drop shit like that. Like, normal people don't drop shit like this.
So you're saying he was special?
I'm saying he sucked. He belongs in right field.
I've got one last comment, and then we'll get out of here because we're past our time. But
Oh, yeah. Hey, thank you for reining us in.
10U with walkout music is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen in my life.
And announcers? How about announcers, right? Like Frank talk about broadcasters making, effed up calls or questioning your calls. But announcing the kids batting, number 10, Lucas.
Yeah. Yeah. My mind's blown. None of your kids, none of them are going to make it to the big leagues. None of them probably going to play next season. What the hell are you thinking?
How about the gold chains on the 10?
Oh my God.
The gold chain, that cracks me up so bad. The gold chains crack me up.
Yeah. I'm like, what? I don't blame the kids.
I know, man. He's 8. He's 8. That's the other one with the coach pitch, and he's
The
out
coach
there
pitch,
in the
yeah.
circle, and he's got the gold chain in the circle.
Yeah.
With the okay.
I
want to look at the parents and be like, sell the chain and buy some batting time.
Right?
Buy some cage, sell the chain and get some cage time.
Or look at him and say, you didn't play sports as a kid, did you?
I don't know, man. I didn't get it, man. I don't get it. The goal.
Trying to live through their kids, man. That's what it is. Anyway, Joseph, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, Joe, good talking to you, man.
Yeah, you too, guys.
We appreciate it, and we'll holler at you next time, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right, Lou. Any last words, sir?
I don't have any last words, but I'll tell you what, for veterans helping veterans, we'll go back to the well on Pinups for Vets, my friends. Get out there to Pinups for Vets. Support your local veteran charity. They always have decks of cards in every combat theater, making any lonely night that much lonelier. It's always a problem when the deck of cards disappears, and then you're reminding Marines to change their socks, and like, we've been out of socks for weeks. I don't know what you're talking about changing. Anyway, Pinups for Vets, providing a service overseas. We're all aware of it. My gosh, get on there, donate, order some stuff, some supplies, get it moving. They're a great charity. Everybody loves them. Pinupsforvets.com.
Yeah, what he said. All right, we're out of here. Peace out.
You're listening to Nothing's Off the Table with Andy and Lou, an Admiral Media production podcast. All information at the time of recording is mostly accurate. Comment below.